are watching the multi-awarded Radio Bandido TV on Channel 224 Sky Cable and TV Plus boxes. Simulcast on DZRJ 8:10 a.m. Informing, advising, and entertaining the Filipinos and OFWs around the world. Streaming live on www.facebook.com/DZRJ 8:10 a.m. or on YouTube, channel RJAM News. To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners, you can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, RJAM News. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup.
Pilipinas may pag-asa.
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 Yes, Tanghali Bayan. This is Good News Pilipinas. DZRJ 8:10 a.m. We're live once more. All the key cities of the Philippines, well as Filipinos abroad who are watching us right now and listening. Good News Pilipinas, DZRJ 8:10 a.m. and in Radio Bandido TV and or our social media. You can watch us in YouTube, Facebook, and others platform. Okay, so ano ba ang kagandahan ng ating agenda for today? Ganda po ang agenda natin kasi very timely po ito. Especially with what has happened Russia and Ukraine this past a week ago, you know. And it has something with our nations, our nation, the Philippines, nations world. Ang pandemic hindi pa naman not completely eradicated according to our health professionals and experts. And so ano ba ang pinaka-importanteng agenda natin ngayong araw na ito? Topic is very timely. It's towards healthy politics. Okay, healthy. Okay. So before I start the ball rolling with our special, I see him. Phil. Gandang tanghali po.
Ay, magandang tanghali po.
Tanghali po kayo. Nice co-host.
It's a very nice sunny day.
Yeah. Mainit. Napasok na yung summer, Doc.
Yeah. Okay.
Masarap na pumunta sa sa mga resort. Yes, no?
Opo.
Yeah. Doc, ang ganda ng ating topic ngayon.
Yep.
It's
lalo na when it concerns health, health ang
lalo na po. I agree with you, Doc, 100%. Health and transformation of our educational system, towards the well-being of our people is so important in leadership change management model. As an example, a framework effectively lead change and take the opportunity them. I'm reading an intro na ginawa natin the other day, and this, telehealth, teleeducation, and ways to stay connected that provides advantages and will be important. Continue and expand upon post-COVID-19. This, therefore, leads to change that addresses the needs and the well-being of our people and our beloved nation's health system. Hey, Doc Hill, I'd like you to start the ball rolling po. I'm excited to hear you in our Good News Pilipinas towards a healthy politics.
Opo. Magandang umaga po. Tanghali na pala. Magandang tanghali. Happy Healing Day po sa inyo lahat. So, gusto ko pong ipahiwatig na ngayon ay meron tayong isang magandang araw at dahil dito, sana maganda ang ating magiging diskusyon dito. Particularly, inimbita ko po muna yung mga doktor kasi doktor po ako. So, gusto ko sana imbitin yung aking mga doktor. At saka, ano ang kanilang pwedeng i-offer sa atin, no? Dito sa ating pagbabago ng ating bansa. So we will interviewing them and we would like to discuss things about the pandemic and other things which will relate to the economy, political positioning, okay, and our financial, and something which will give us, encourage us, inspire us in the future. So we would like to know how much power or they can contribute or how much good things they can make out of their campaign. Okay? So siyempre ngayon, medyo inaano nila, no? Marami silang ginagawa ngayon, nasa campaign sortie sila, at saka siyempre bawat lugar na pinupuntahan nila ay meron silang mga sinasabi tungkol dito. Okay, so that's my introduction and my overview of what we will be discussing today. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Doc. Ang ganda kasi nung pinag-usapan natin nung araw about our beloved as you po, you are frontline and dedicated and committed to the health and well-being of our Philippines. And I was so happy to hear that from you, Doc, na meron tayo dedicated physicians who are running. Nagulat ako nung nalaman ko related to the senatoriables and also Congress, like Dr. Arte and June Lasada, mga si Dr. Leo, si Dr. Wow, we need people like this. In fact, nung about a year ago, the pandemic moving like anything, we were discussing, sabi ko, easy to para sa Look, I was thinking about, because you have dedicated your life, you know, I've seen it, I've witnessed that. Even mountain, even tribes, and you would vision work, you know, dedication. Iba yung ganyan, yung passion na para sa atin. Yan. So I was so happy that hence, no, are now going to public. Yes, Doc. I think we lost. Yes, thank you, Doc. Thank you. You're back.
Hello.
Yes, you're back. I can hear you, Doc. But I think your video is not so clear. Ayan, balik na. Okay. Yes, Doc. So we were talking a while ago, Doc, the need for physicians, no, to be at the front public office. Yes, Doc. Kasi ito ho yung mga importansya nito, historical making po yan, ang nangyari sa ating bansa. I remember when I was younger, meron tayong Dr. Mario, and he impacted not only the health, no, but also the educational system. Okay. Na yun. And here comes doctors for answering the call, public service, serve the people. Yes, Doc.
Ay, opo.
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry.
Yes.
Nawawala. Chinecheck ko uli ang aking connection. Kung okay naman po ang aking connection. So, while still waiting for Dr. Olarte, meron lang siyang interview sa isang radio station. So, hopefully we can probably start the ball rolling. Ang ating pandemic ngayon, hopefully, will be now going to the endemic stage. Endemic, pag sinabing endemic, medyo bumaba na siya. Now we are practically having new cases of about 800. Ewan ko kahapon, hindi ko pala na-check kahapon kung magkailan. So, basta below 1,000 na tayo. And our, and continues to go down. And then hopefully this will really be something of great significance sa atin. So because we wanted really to be free. Alam mo, kahapon, napaka-traffic. Traffic kahapon, tsaka ng isang araw, weekend. So dami naman. Tapos nasa labas lahat ng mga tao. So we think that it's just already normal. Okay? So normal na sana. Thanks God. Salamat sa Diyos na ngayon ay nandun na tayo sa puntong pwedeng mag-normal. Pero we should not be complacent. Kasi pwedeng hindi pa rin tayo magiging kampante dapat kasi pwede pang may mangyari pa dyan na unexpected. Okay? So let's just be vigilant and continue with our health protocols, continue with what we've been doing. So I still think the mask should be there. Wag muna natin tanggalin, hindi natin pa masyadong at least natanggal na yung shield. Pati sa hospital, wala na mga shield tayo, pero siyempre hindi natin dapat pabayaan. Social distancing is still part of it, okay? As always emphasized in the usual health protocols na binabanggit every now and then. So very good, no? And so we would very much be in a position always to say na hopefully wala na ang ating pandemya, wala na si COVID, at wala nang pabalik dito o wala nang ibang variant. Kung meron mang variant na dadating, disimulado na tulad ng Omicron. Omicron has been very kind, has been very tame, and hopefully wala na tayong dapat na bumalik pa dito. So I think that's the very thing that we need to establish. Ano ba dapat ang aanuhin natin dito na dapat natin magawa na para maayos ang ating buhay dito. At saka siyempre, hindi lang maayos para maging masaya tayo, stress-free, hindi na tayo nakukulog kasi boring din pag nandito lang tayo sa bahay. We should always be out there, experience the creation, okay? The beautiful things that's happening around us. And because of this, we need to know that everything in this world is free. At yung freedom natin, nawala tayo sa talaga, parang kulong tayo sa bahay. And to the point na talagang may mask tayo. Yung mask na yun, parang hindi tayo nakakahinga talaga normal. So parang hindi free air tayo ngayon. Parang hindi free air. Well, in fact, dapat it should have a free air, free clean air. Pero gano'n na nangyari because of the mask. Parang hindi tayo nakakuha ng libre na dapat libre. No? We breathe free air, we breathe fresh air always. Okay, so, and that's the thing na medyo bumabalik-balik. Also, freedom to move around. Kasi kailangan natin ng mga exercise at saka pupunta tayo doon. And moving around, that's a freedom. Freedom pa rin natin. So we need to think na we are in a place, we are in a country wherein we have established freedom. Lahat maraming freedom. Freedom of speech, lalo na ngayon, marami rin nagsasalita. Unlike sa nangyayari ngayon sa Ukraine, they are told to stay home, they are evacuating, mga refugees, nakakatawa yung mga Ukrainians. I have also from some friends in Ukraine, so sabi nila nagtatago talaga sila, especially in the capital in Kyiv. So pero yung siyempre, we saw what the Ukrainians are doing. Ginawa na natin to dati, di ba? May tangke, hinarap talaga natin yung mga tangke. And mabuti naman yung mga soldiers, tumigil din. No? Pero mga matitigas talaga mga Russians. Pero I think the Ukrainians are very strong people, just like the Filipino race. And because of this, we need to know na talagang we are strong people. We're brave people, just like what is being given to us, the picture of the perspective of the Ukrainian people. No? They're strong. Parang repetition to. In 1986, kayo ngayon may repetition din. They're fighting tanks. We were fighting tanks then. Okay, so dun sa Ukraine, parang sinasabi sila, stay home, stay home, stay home. Parang apart from may COVID na, meron pa meron pa sa kanila sinasabi, stay home because of they might be bombarded, they might get killed. So marami nang namatay ngayon na civilian dyan. Ano? And we don't know how we will be affected in the future because of this thing, you know. So definitely, some of our people have gone back home, bumalik na sila, no? And some of them are staying still there. Ayaw nilang lumabas. So for whatever reason, sige, dyan lang sila. Pero siyempre, we were asking them to leave Ukraine. No? Pero each of us have their own decision. Kaya okay lang. No? So we need to say na good luck sa mga Pilipino na nasa Ukraine. Kung babalik sa'yo, we will very openly bibigyan natin sila ng kabuhayan kung wala man sila kabuhayan pagbalik nila dito. And that's one thing they should know, that if ever they come back to our folks, it will always be something to look forward to. Okay, Francis, no?
Salamat, Doc. At parang nagre-report ho kayo direct ho. Ano ko kasi, Doc, yung may nangyari about this is related to advocacy on cancer, no? Yung kanilang nuclear plant, nagkaroon yata ng tulog or something.
Opo.
Ano ba yung effect niyan, Doc, sa tao? Kunyari, putok or nagkaroon ng accident, anong effect niyan? Could it affect person or people? And it can develop cancer?
Opo, napansin natin, may pumutok yan sa Russia, no? Daming nag-develop ng cancer dyan. Tsaka also when now na meron tayong may pumutok dyan sa Japan, ano, naalala mo, nagkaroon ng tsunami tapos tinawaan ng nuclear plant doon. So nagkaroon ng yung mga nandun within the area, nagkakaroon na rin ngayon, lumalabas na yung kanilang mga sakit, no? So mga cancer na basically pwedeng galing sa thyroid or whatever, marami yan nagkakaroon. So inaano natin yan, sinusubaybayan natin yan, and definitely we are very much concerned with this. No, mabuti na lang na-control naman, ano, tsaka hindi na sila masyadong nagiging problema. But definitely, we need to know na these are the things which we need to establish. I think Dr. Leo Olarte is already with us.
Leo!
Hello!
I would like to introduce Dr. Olarte. Dr. Olarte is an orthopedic surgeon by profession talaga. Tapos, biglang gusto niyang pagtanggol ang mga naaping mga Pilipino with regards to justice. So, he went to also study law. And so he's now a professor, established professor. No? Nagtuturo siya ng law and jurisprudence. And also, he was past president of the Philippine Medical Association, past president. No? And right now, he's really much involved. He's the president of the Clean Air Society. If I remember right, clean air, and that this is one of the things he has been doing to promote clean air. Okay, and also lastly, I was there during the SMNI senatorial debate, and Dr. Olarte was for the establishment or the rehabilitation of this nuclear plant. No? So, Dr. Olarte, can you please first make a introduction, and then probably the first question I've already told you regarding the nuclear plant. Okay, Dr. Olarte, it's all yours.
Pasensya po kayo na late po ako pag entrada dahil I came from the balitaan sa Manila, lumampas ng 12 o'clock. Itong 10:30 to 12 yung aming time in doon, but mampas, so na-late ako. Now, I am the president of the Clean Air Philippine Movement Incorporated. It is an environmentalist group that promotes clean air and to stand up for the rights of every Filipino citizen to breathe clean air. Karapatan po ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino na makalanghap ng malinis na hangin. So, connected po ito sa nuclear power plant na sinusuportahan ko pa dahil sa nuclear power plant po, walang release of hydrocarbons, no? Coal sources of energy, wala po tayo dyan. And petroleum, gas, and coal, wala po tayo dyan pagka nuclear power plant. And very cheap po ang electricity coming from the nuclear power plant. And besides that also, ang South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, are already utilizing the nuclear power plant. So kung halimbawa lang po, magkakaroon ng Chernobyl accident dito sa mga bansang ito, we cannot be spared the nuclear power fallout dito sa bansa natin. Dahil mga kapitbahay lang po natin yan. So let us utilize the advantages, the benefits of a nuclear power plant, which as these three countries are already enjoying. Tayo, naghihirap po tayo sa pagbayad ng napakamahal na kuryente. No? And palagi pang brownout, kulang ang ating kuryente. Ilalagay lang po natin itong nuclear power plant sa isang magandang lugar where it is safest and it will be of great benefit to our country. No? So, yun po ang aking sinabi na susuportahan po. And also, one of my platform of government also is to establish a research and development science center. Ano po ito? Marami po tayong mga magagaling na mga doktor katulad po ni Dr. Hild Vicente. Magaling po na ENT specialist po yan. We have also a lot of PhDs, microbiology, virology, immunology, infectious diseases. Marami po tayong mga galing na doktor. Ilagay po natin sila sa isang science center where they will research, no, and discover, manufacture vaccines for infectious diseases, viral communicable diseases. Hindi lang po natin alam, baka mayroong itong COVID-19, matapos po ito, although hindi pa po natin alam, baka mayroong dadating na naman na COVID-20, COVID-21, etc., etc. May na po tayo, may bakuna na po tayo for prevention, and ang sobra po, ibibenta po natin sa ibang bansa. We can also manufacture, discover medicines for cancer. Marami po tayong mga kababayan po na may sakit na cancer. Yung ating kaibigan po, si Dr. Vicente, ay expert po sa cancer, presidente ng Philippine Society of Oncology. Kailangan po natin ng gamot sa cancer. Yung chemotherapy lang po, napakamahal po niyan. Kung tayo na lang ang magmamanufacture niyan dito sa ating Research Development Science Center, mabibiyahan ang ating mga kababayan na mayroong sakit na cancer. Cancer sa lahat parte ng katawan. Now, meron po tayong high blood or hypertension, diabetes, iba-iba pa pong klaseng mga sakit na mapapakinabangan natin kung tayo ay gumawa po ng Research Science Development Center. Number 2 po is itong aking panukalang batas is for the senior citizens, 60 and above. Libre po ang annual medical check-up. Ano po itong mga annual medical check-up na ibibigay natin libre sa ating mga senior citizens? Free chest x-ray para sa baga. Madiscover po ng maaga anong sakit sa baga. Tapos po, libreng examination ng dugo. Complete blood count. Malalaman po natin anong diferensya ng iyong dugo. Tapos, urinalysis. Examination po sa ihi para malalaman po natin anong diferensya sa iyong bato, urinary tract. Malalaman po natin yan. And the fourth, examination po ng ating pupo. Stool examination para malalaman natin ano ang laman ng iyong bituka. Marami po ngayong mga tao may sakit po na cancer sa bituka. Delikado po yan. So, itong libreng annual medical checkup for our senior citizens will benefit our beloved parents who are and grandparents who are already seniors. Tayo po, senior citizen na rin po tayo, no? So, yon ang pangalawa. Pangatlo po is sa larangan ng edukasyon. Marami po tayong mga mahihirap na mga kabataan, no? Hindi po sila kumakain. Kaya po hindi sila nakapag-aral, hindi po sila nadadala ng mga magulang nila sa eskwelahan dahil gutom po sila, hindi nila maintindihan ano po ang sinasabi ni teacher, anong tinuturo ni teacher. Bibigyan po natin sila ng libreng almusal sa eskwelahan po, dito sa mga lugar na mahihirap po. Kasalukuyan po, nandito ako sa Mindanao, nagbabiyahe po ako, nakikita ko po dito sa Kanayunan ang kahirapan po ng ating mga kababayan, mga kapatid. Hindi po sila nakakain ng 3 beses po. So hindi po sila makapunta sa eskwelahan kahit po libre ang pag-aaral. Bibigyan po natin sila ng libreng almusal dito po sa eskwelahan nila. Pang-apat po, itong tinatawag natin na environmental greening. Kailangan po itong ating mga kabukiran, ito pong ating mga kanayunan. Lalagyan po natin, magtatanim po tayo ng mga punong kahoy para ito po ay maglilinis ating hangin at maibsan po ang global warming, no? Global warming, climate change, maapektuhan po nito. Magtatanim po tayo ng nangka. Yung dahon po ng nangka ay maganda po yan, makafilter po sa ating maduming hangin. And then may prutas yan, makakain po ng ating mga kababayan. No? May sustansya po sila sa kanilang lamisa dahil masarap po ang nangka. Magtanong po tayo ng avocado dahil ito po ay mga all-weather resistant trees. No? So langka, avocado, kakao ay talaga pong yayaman itong ating mga kababayan. Mayroong source of income po. Yun ang one of the project of the environmentalist group. My group is the greening of our countryside. Magtatanim po tayo ng mga punong kahoy para mapalinisan po itong ating hangin. And bamboo tree, bamboo grass, no? Bamboo grass, itong mga bambos, no? Kawayan are good sources of income and also cottage industry, no? Na manggagaling nitong mga kawayan. Madali lang po itanim itong kawayan. Madali po natin i-export ito. Ito po magagamit po natin itong kawayan. Magtanim po tayo ng mga kawayan. Okay. And the last but not the least po, na importante din po na ating dapat gagawin is to improve the conditions of our health workers. No? Mga doktor, mga nurses, itong mga barangay health workers, we have to raise their salaries po para hindi po sila maaakit, lumabas sa Pilipinas. Dito po sila magtatrabaho. Yung mga barangay health workers po, bigyan po natin ng mataas na sweldo. Equivalent to the judges of the judiciary. Kasi mahalaga po ang kalusugan as well as itong ating mga kababayan din po ay mabibigyan po sila ng quality health services pag ang ating mga health workers are all here in the Philippines, no? Ma-utilize po natin yung kanilang health services. Yun po ang aking gustong magagawa during my 6 years of being a senator, kung papalarin po ako na maging senador. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Dr. Olarte. Dr. Attorney Professor Olarte. Thank you very much for your, basically yun ang platform mo eh. Teka muna, tatanong ko muna sa'yo, Dr. Olarte. Ano ba, kanino ka ba, ano bang party mo? Kasi may nakikita ko sa suot mo, may pink. So, kaka-pink ka ba? Meron kang red. GM ka ba? Meron kang yellow. So, dilawan ka ba? O ano ba? Tsaka may ano ka, meron kang blue. Ano ba ang party natin? Can you explain to us your party? And basically, sinong kasama mo dyan sa party mo?
Independent po ako. No? I belong to an independent party, Big Kiss Pinoy. Para po tayo magkakaisa, walang away po, independent po ako. No? Anyone who becomes the president, who is elected president, we will cooperate for the good of our country, for the betterment of our people, for good health, and for public wealth also, public health, welfare. Wala po
Thank you.
akong
So,
pinakampihan.
independent
po.
tayo. Independent. So, hindi kakapink ka. Anyway, kasi pink ang suit mo eh. Anyway, ang tanong ko sana sa'yo, we've discussed about cancer, no?
Yes.
So, etong madalas katanungin eh. Kami, we're working with the Department of Health and also with the Congress already regarding the possibility of having cancer center. No? So, meron na tayong heart center, kidney center, meron na tayong lung center. Is it possible? Kasi ang cancer will be one or two with regards to the disease producing na talagang or death pa, minsan mortality itong cancer natin dito. Are you willing to help us when you're already in Congress to facilitate the cancer center establishment?
Of course, being a doctor, I am very much biased towards the health security of our country. Anything that will be for health, I will strongly support when I am in the Senate. You
Ayos.
can rely on
Fight tayo.
Yes, you can rely on me. The Senate needs a doctor. Kailangan po ng isang doktor na abogado sa Senado para mabigyan po ng policy, health policy directive ang ating Senado. Marami pong mga batas ginagawa sa Senado na madalian, maraming butas, maraming mali tungkol sa health. Kailangan po nila ng doktor. Ang doktor lang po ang siyang espesyalista, professional na makapagbigay ng tamang policy, makabigay ng tamang lunas para sa sakit ng bayan.
Okay, Dr. Olarte, ano ang iyong stand with regards to the West Philippine Sea? Inaano na tayo talaga, iniipi talaga tayo. Will you be there when you win? Will you go there? Mag-i-ski ka ba papunta doon? Para itanim ang bandila natin doon sa West Philippine Sea.
Tayo po ay patriotic and nationalistic Filipino, true-blooded Filipino. Dito po tayo isinilang, dito din po tayo mamatay. Now, ang aking plataforma di gobyerno din po for the West Philippine Sea is to establish a bureau or agency under the Department of Environment and Natural Resources or under the Department of Agriculture is the Bureau of Reef and Corals. Alam niyo po, itong reef at saka corals, bahay po ng mga isda yan. At saka itong mga ibang pagkaing dagat. Pagka sinira po itong reefs and corals dito sa dagat po, masisira din po, mamamatay yung ating mga isda. Hindi na po sila mangingitlog, hindi na po sila manganganak, kaya po kulang tayo ng isda. And also, of course, we have to strengthen our Coast Guard for the enforcement of our maritime laws, no? Para po mababantayan po itong ating West Philippine Sea territory, no? Also, we have to review the Mutual Defense Treaty between the Philippines and the United States. Marami na pong isla inagaw ng Communist China dyan sa West Philippine Sea. Wala pong nangyari na tulong galing sa Amerika. Tayo po ay very dependent on the United States. So we have to review the Mutual Defense Treaty, whether or not it is advantageous or not to our territorial sovereignty, to our independence as a country, or we have to adopt an independent foreign policy. Hindi po tayo pupunta sa Amerika, hindi rin po tayo pupunta sa China. Independent po tayo ang ating foreign policy. We have to study all of this. The Mutual Defense Treaty has to be revised. Revised or abandoned.
Yes, Dr. Olarte, tama yan, ano? Pero before going to the United States, can we establish a strong Southeast Asian nation group? Kasi ang Vietnam talagang lumaban yan eh. Ang Indonesia lumaban yan. Tayo, hindi tayo masyadong lumalaban eh. Parang binomba na tayo, kinanonball na tayo, wala na. Parang sumusurrender. So, but Vietnam, Indonesia, were very strong. No? They resisted whatever they have, whatever the Chinese were doing to their country. So, what do you think? ASEAN muna tayo. Palagay ko, Southeast Asian muna tayo. Gumawa tayo ng malakas talaga na magtutulungan talaga tayo.
We will rally all the nations of the world, and particularly also our ASEAN neighbors. But all peace-loving nations of the world should be rallied, should be galvanized into action through our initiative. That no country can take the laws into their hand or can invade another country, take advantage of a small country. We should rally all nations of the world to treat neighboring countries, all other countries, with respect, with courtesy, as well as to have a international public opinion against those who take advantage of smaller countries or who bullies other countries. So yun po ang aking opinion dyan, no?
Okay. Thank you. So a while ago, we were also discussing with Brother Francis regarding Ukraine, no? So Russia has been there, and I think China is really looking at what would happen if they will be invading Taiwan. Okay? So yung inaano nila eh. So what would be the issue? Kasi at Taiwan, ang Ukraine medyo malayo sa atin, hindi tayo basta-basta maaapektuhan. But when China gets to Taiwan or bombards Taiwan, mas marami tayong maapektahan. So what do you think? Will this happen? Will this happen?
Mabigat
and if ever this happens, ano ang gagawin natin as a nation?
Mabigat na problema po yan, no? Taiwan, to me, is a sovereign country. No, it is a sovereign country, and anything that will happen to Taiwan that is bloody or through violence, by invasion, will affect other countries. Also, the Philippines will be affected. Marami po tayong mga overseas Filipino workers dyan sa Taiwan. Marami po akong kamag-anak na nasa Taiwan, nakatira ngayon, no? And I hope that peace shall reign, and that China, communist China, will think not only twice but 10 times. 10 times. If any action that will escalate violence will be for their better or good interest. No, China, communist China, is a member of the community of nations, and they should also consider the other countries that are near them. If they do something good, it will be for the best interest of all, and it will also benefit communist China. No, if they do something good for all, for everybody. Yun po ang masasabi ko.
Yeah, thank you. Very true, very true. So,
Dr.
Dr.
Hill.
Olarte.
Yeah.
Francis.
Dr. Hill, can I, meron
Sure.
habang nagsasalita po tayo with Dr. Leo,
Yes, Frank.
about a day ago, about report that China is comes emboldened because of what happened in Ukraine and in Russia, and they would do some actions against Taiwan. According to the report received, they might include the Philippines and Japan and the other small nations within the South. And so this could really become a hot point in Asia, Dr. Leo and Hill, no? Timing mo yung tanong nyo, Dr. Hill. I was going to ask that, pero tama lang. Because ang danger po nito, if not leads to from a conventional warfare to a nuclear warfare, delikado po yan. And we have seen what happened to in history to Japan in Japan. And nag-attack also and also it will give document happened in the Pacific island of I think this is Mini Island when there was an experimental bombs that U.S. utilized. I don't know if for health reasons or other reasons, but it affected population of that island, and they started patients started to get sick with cancer, and generation beyond generation, and until now, I think that nation is not livable because of the radiation, industrialization. Leo, and yes po, Doctor. Ano pa yan? Kunyari ho nangyari yun, nagkaroon ng God willing walang nuclear war, no? Pero magkaroon ng isang hydrogen bomb. Ano po ang first step natin na pwedeng protect our Filipino people? Wala tayong bomb shelters po sa ating bansa. See, we heard also a report just last night that we're verifying this report that in Europe, they have started giving out potassium iodine tablets. I don't know what it means. I'm not a doctor po. Kayo po yung mga aming minamahal na physicians. Ano po itong this is going to protect extreme radiation? We need that here in the Philippines. A buffer, something that Dr. Leo.
Paki-repeat lang po kasi choppy po yung inyong signal. Hindi ko po masyadong hindi ko po masyadong nakuha yung inyong question po. Choppy po ang inyong signal.
Okay, which question, Dr. Leo? Yung huli ko pa? Yung last?
Opo. Yung question po ninyo tungkol ba sa gera sa Taiwan or sa Ukraine?
The possibility of a war in Taiwan, which will include the Philippines and Japan and other small nations within it. And lately, we also received last night, Dr. Leo and Dr. Hill, a report that we're verifying that Europe they started giving out tablets or I think capsules, potassium iodine for anti-nuclear radiation.
Opo. So, first of all, I am against war as a policy for convincing others to give in to your desires, to one country's desire, or any form of violence. I strongly object to that method of achieving one's desire. No, so if China bombs Taiwan, that will be very unfortunate for China, for communist China to do. It will become isolated, like what is happening now to Russia. Russia is now a global pariah. It has been isolated already. In fact, nagsalita yung foreign minister ng Russia sa United Nations, nag-walk out ang karamihan ng mga diplomats doon sa United Nations, and the majority of the countries made a UN resolution, denouncing the act of invasion of Russia. War or violence is never to be condoned, or it is not a method in the present generation today. We do not agree to violence. to get what we like. There is always diplomacy, persuasion, discussion of any problem. We can solve the problems by negotiation, not by killing or taking advantage of another country's weakness.
Peace-loving ka talaga, Dr. Olarte. Peace-loving.
Yes, we are peace-loving. We are intellectuals. We are professionals. Brute force is the armament, the methods of those who are not well educated. No, kulang ang edukasyon mo if you resort to violence or force to achieve what you like.
Dr. Olarte, interesado lang ako.
Yes, sir.
How God-fearing are you? Are you religious? Do you always go to church? And are you the type of really very, very compliant with the rules of God?
Of course, we are Christians. We are Christians.
Yeah,
We are Christians, and we believe that peace can achieve all things. We can achieve many things by doing it peacefully, by negotiation, no? Persuasion, discussion, rather than by brute force.
Very good.
Killing others. That is not the method that should be used by professionals like us who are highly educated.
Yeah. Sabi nila mayaman daw ang Muslim kasi 5 times sila nagdadasal. No? How about you, Dr. Olarte? Do you usually pray? And how many times do you pray? Or do you pray early in the morning or towards the end? Or anytime na may crisis tayo?
I pray daily. I pray daily and always invoke the assistance. The assistance of the omnipotent and omniscient power, which is God.
Very good, very good. And then to answer your question pala, Brother Francis, yung
Yes, Dr. Hill.
potassium iodide is being distributed once there is a fallout, a radio fallout. No? So pag nagkaroon ng ganun, because there would be radioactive iodine. Pag pumutok yan, may radioactive iodine. Tapos, dapat bigyan na natin, inom na tayo ng potassium iodide para hindi na pumasok sa katawan natin yung radioactive type of iodine. So, maano na yun, mabablock na kagad sila. So, once blocked, hindi na papasok sa ating katawan yun. Kaya yun ang isang pwedeng ginagawa pagka nagkaroon ng potassium, nuclear fallout. So,
Dr. Hill, thank you for that answer po. Kasi may nagtanong dito na isang housewife, is available now in the Philippines o na pwede rin bang mabili ito over the counter? Or does it have a physician's signal?
Hindi. So you can buy it anywhere. It's actually a supplement. It can actually be a supplement, no? Okay.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah. So it's really available anywhere. I don't think it needs a prescription. I don't think it needs a prescription.
Magandang balita po yan, Dr. Hill. Thank you so much. Nako, matutuwa yung dalawang nagtanong sa akin na housewives.
Pero sana walang magkaroon ng nuclear fallout. Hindi sana.
We'll pray na hindi mangyari sa ating bansa.
Yeah,
even other parts of the world.
For 40 years, for 40 years, the nuclear plant is already there, pero wala naman nangyayari, no? So actually tumigil yan, kasi meron daw problema diyan sa area ng Bataan, no? So kaya tinigil. So baka kasi pag gano'n tapos biglang pumutok. Wala naman nangyayari. So I would agree with Dr. Olarte talaga. We need this kind of plant, no? Hopefully wag na lang doon sa medyo walang fault line. So siguro sa Mindanao, Dr. Olarte, taga Mindanao ka, baka natin ilagay. Kumuha ka ng taga saan ka ba, Dr. Olarte, sa Bukidnon ba o Osamis or ano?
Iligan City. Taga Iligan City. Lanao del
Iligan
Norte.
City. So
Iligan
I think it's relatively stable and with no fault line there. So baka pag nanalo ka, tayo dyan ng nuclear plant to supply all over the Philippines. So,
maraming isla dito sa Mindanao na pwede nating ilagay yung nuclear power plant natin. Marami tayong magagandang isla dito na bakante. Now, about the potassium iodide na tinatanong mo, the potassium iodide is a salt of stable iodine. It is not radioactive, and this can block the absorption by the thyroid gland of radioactive iodine. That can be a fallout from nuclear damage, no? Power plant or nuclear fallout. So kaya yun ang sinasabi nila, yung potassium iodide. But maraming komplikasyon din yan. Maaaring kang magkaroon ng diarrhea, masakit sa tiyan, marami din komplikasyon yan. So kailangan ng doctor's prescription yan.
Okay. So very good, very good. So thank you for the information, Dr. Olarte. So with regards to law regarding, like, ito tinanong sa iyo to no, regarding vape, pero ipakyaw ko lang regarding the vape bill. Diba, it's about to be signed, or I don't know if it's already signed, na lowering the and be available for the youth. What's your concern about that? Kaya tayo mga doktor nagsabi na wag. So what do you think should we do?
Teka, choppy yung hindi ko na dinig. Anong bill yun?
Yung vape bill, yung vape.
Vape.
Diba,
Okay.
Naging issue yan mga some time ago.
Yes.
And I don't know if the vape bill has been approved by the president.
Okay. Itong vape bill na ito of 2021, no, is a bill that lowers the age access to vapes and e-cigarettes from 21 to 18 years old. And transfers the regulatory jurisdiction from the Food and Drug Administration to the Department of Trade and Industry. Ang mga kasalukuyan pwedeng gumamit ng vape, no, or electronic cigarette yung mga 21 years old and above. But itong vape bill of 2021 lowers the age from 21 to 18. And then itong paggamit ng mga vapes or electronic cigarettes is being regulated by the Food and Drugs Administration. Ngayon ililipat sa DTI. I am against this. No, in fact, I do not agree to even the vape law that allows 21 years old to smoke, to use vape or electronic cigarettes. Marami pong dangers itong vape and electronic cigarettes. Meron po kaming pasyente na gumamit ng electronic cigarette, no? Nagkaroon ng electronic fire, something yung battery yata doon sa electronic na gadget, nagkaroon ng diferensya, pumutok, wasak po yung bibig noong bata, 21 years old. So delikado pa nga po itong electronic cigarette or vape, mas delikado pa kaysa itong pinapalitan nila na actual cigarette, no? So that is why I am strongly against this. Especially na nililipat na ang regulatory power nito from the Food and Drug Administration to the Department of Trade and Industry. Wala pong competence, expertise ang DTI. It should be maintained, no? It should be maintained. The regulatory power should be maintained by the FDA, hindi po DTI. Kaya I'm strongly against this vape bill of 2021. Hindi pa yata na-approve dito hindi pa yata na-approve ito, but kung na-approve naman, we can revise this bill, this law, when I am able to sit as a senator, God willing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Leo, Dr. Hill. Ang ganda nating topic, but the time has again hit us on the on the front line. So we have exactly 2 minutes, and Dr. Hill, Dr. Leo, we would like to do our editorial of the day to the Word of God. And in Philippians 1:6, His word says, "In all my prayers, all of you, I always pray with joy because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on completion until the day of Christ Jesus." Amen. And Doc Hill, can you give us the final word?
Yeah, I think during this time, we should contemplate on our good deeds. Kasi we believe that there will always be time for healing. Kaya usually I end my speech, have a great healing day, all of you. Okay, so we usually pray for that. Okay? I usually pray for a healing world, and because always this will be what I would usually envision: a world which is free, a world which is blessed, and a world which is always for the best. Okay, for everything with regards to the people around. Climate change should be looked into, cancer should be looked into, and of course, the pandemic of COVID should be looked into. And I usually would be joined by our Dr. Olarte, Dr. Senator, Professor, and everything, President Olarte. So I think we should also give a chance to Dr. Olarte to give the parting words. Dr.
Yes.
Olarte.
Mga kababayan kong mahal, sana mabigyan po ninyo ng pagkakataon. Si Leo Olarte, abogado na, doktor pa. Number 47 sa balota, na mahalal po bilang senador. Ibibigay ko po lahat. Opo,
Okay.
Ibibigay ko po lahat, yung aking kakayahan, lahat yung nalalaman ko po. Ako'y profesor sa batas at saka sa medisina. Para
Maraming
po
salamat po.
kampanan
Doc.
ang
Yes.
ating problema. Maraming
Mabuhay.
salamat.
Pilipinas may pag-asa.
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 The views and comments of the hosts and guests are not necessarily those of the station.
You are watching the multi-awarded Radio Bandido TV on Channel 224 Sky Cable and TV.